What's up, everybody? So as you can see, I got a hood on the truck and got the grill and the headlights in it, but it actually has a new core support. I took the stock support out to be able to fit this big radiator, which I don't know if it's gonna stay or not, because it kind of got a little bit of a situation going on there, but I might be able to work around it. I might be able to pull the exhaust up and down and around, or either up, down, and back. I'm not sure yet. Or just end up dropping some money on some stainless work headers that drops it back here. That way I don't have to worry about all this. Yeah, they're quite expensive. I didn't go over. I ended up putting pretty much a low car knockoff, the Summit Racing dipstick in it. Actually works pretty well. I like it. Like I said, I got the wiring done this weekend. Well, a little bit of the wiring done. I still got a lot left to do. Got that one wire to hide. Ran everything up into the cowl panel since I'm not going to be running wiper blades. And then drilled a hole to get all my major wiring out of there. And the rest of it was drilled into the firewall and goes into the cab. Got my oil pressure gauge running inside the truck. Everything looks kind of clean for me, for what I do. It's just kind of clean. Still don't have breathers for the valve covers. My main thing this weekend was getting the core support put in, getting it done. I'm going to end up going with a Federal Light Composites front bumper assembly, and it's going to be, it'll probably be 2 or 3 months before I get that. That thing's got a pretty hefty price tag. But you can't really see it because the air cleaner catches it a little bit, but I'll show you. Took me a while, but the gaps are okay. They're not as tight as I would have liked them a bit. This side looks great. This side has problems, but what it ended up being, the core support on this side, right in here where the tube that comes across, I made it just a little too long. All I gotta do is take the fender off and cut it, and then I'll be able to adjust it even more. I'll do that whenever I do paint and body work. But we do have some of the wiring done. The truck has headlights, taillights, blinkers. The door handle somewhat fixed. Somewhat. Of course, got the interior that looks like a rat's been living in it, because I promise you a rat was living in this before I got it. Take you inside the truck for a minute. Can't really see much of nothing in here. Got this wiring mess down here right now. Even a wire nut. Y'all go ahead and hit me up in the comments and give me hell about that. But the one thing I'm proud of is I actually have a push button start now. This is kind of fun. I actually hit it up in here so it would. I thought that was kind of cool. It'll probably become a pain in the butt later on, but still, I said the heck with it. Whew. That's a lot of miles for one of these things, especially with the Iron Duke in it. Hey, that's some good oil pressure right there, sitting at nothing. But yeah, I got my oil pressure gauge. It's running for right now. I don't know if I'm gonna put it up here, or if I'm gonna put it down there at the bottom, or I may just completely redo this and do the gauges up in here. Just want to go a little bit more in depth on this truck. Rust hole. It's got a lot of work to be done to it, but this was my grandfather's truck. This is my first truck I used to drive to high school. It took me 8 years and 2 other trucks, building 2 other trucks, to finally get up the courage to build this truck. I'm doing a lot of things that I probably shouldn't be doing, but then again, I learn as I go. I'm trying my best. Got the shifter put in. Y'all seen that on the last video whenever I showed you it running drove. It still drives. Transmission's gonna have to come out. It's got a front seal leak, which is fine. I may actually end up, I don't really want to body drop it, because if I body drop it, I'm definitely gonna have to get rid of the hood. I like the clean look of a stock hood on these trucks. My last truck was like that. The truck before had a 3-inch or 4-inch cowl hood. I want to say it was 3-inch because it was weird when I bought it. Paid $50 for it. Couldn't say much about it. It was wrecked, but it still looked pretty good after I painted it. Yeah, this old Joker still got the stock radio. It ain't the right color, but boy, this dash right here brings back memories. It really does. But enough of that. I still don't have any interior. The headliner's falling down in it, but it is what it is. I'm still going to keep this one short and sweet, and I'm going to turn the fan off so I don't get any interference. I have worked on this for days now, trying to figure out. The only thing I think of is the truck got wrecked in my senior year of high school, and we hit a ditch and I had a wood bed in it. That body line right there is decent. That looks pretty darn good. The problem is, whenever I go to this side, I've seen a lot of S10s have this. No, I ain't gonna lie. When I go to this side, yeah, just a little bit of a gap. I don't know if it's in the bed, which I actually thought it was in the bed and cab assembly, because see, when in the factory they put everything on together, but they kind of match to a certain extent, I guess. But the problem is, I ended up going and getting the cab that matches this bed, and it still don't fit right. The only other thing I can think of is, I don't know if anybody's noticed it or not, the problem with this truck is I got a little happy when I first started putting this motor in. And if you look at it real close, the motor's not quite sitting where it's supposed to be sitting. It should be shoved about 1/4 of an inch to the left, and the transmission needs to come to the passenger side 1/8 of an inch. To be perfect, to be sitting in it perfect. Which really don't make a whole lot of sense to me, because it was actually sitting on the frame perfect. The lines were right to the drive shaft. Everything was perfect. And then something along the way must have warped or something. When I go back and do paint and body, that's what I'm going to end up doing, is probably go ahead and move the motor over just a little bit more. See if that'll fix the problems. But other than that, I mean, I don't have any drive shaft problems. I've done probably one burnout in this truck so far. It was really, really short, so I didn't video it. But this old Joker may look like crap, but she gonna look good when I get done with her. But I won't hold you up. I just wanted to let you know I got the course report done. I'm actually pretty proud of myself with that. I didn't think I was gonna be able to do it, because I really didn't have $450 to drop on one. But now there's a dude. Let me think of the name. Roads Racing, I can't remember. If you look up STN2 with the course report, it'll pop his name up. That Joker makes a really nice course report. It bolt in. It's not like this, not all jacked up and fabbed up. It's actually a bolt-in solution, and they are really nice, but wasn't in the budget. Sorry. I literally had to get rid of it to get the bumper, so I said I kind of wanted the bumper a little bit more. And I don't know. I want to see what y'all's opinions on it is. I've always done a roll pan on these trucks because it looks pretty cool. But I kind of want to do a stock bumper on this one. The only thing is, if you look up on Featherlight Composites, you can look up the first gen front bumper assembly. I don't know if it's going to look right in the back, front to back. I don't know if it's going to look right with that wild of a front bumper with just a stock bumper in the back. I don't know if it's going to look right. Also, the stock hood. I like it. It's clean. I like the cowl panel. That's actually the original cowl panel off the original truck. And I mean, even the gap there isn't quite right over there. It's a little bit, and it's pretty darn thin over there. And then it's pretty wide over here. But it ain't perfection. I worked at a body shop for 1.5 years. Didn't learn anything other than how to take apart these new cars. A little bit of Bondo work. I'm going to get into that whenever I do this too. But don't take any advice from me on it, because I still ain't good at Bondo work. I remember the last truck I had, it took me a whole day just to fix this on the top of that truck. How it was just like this, had all the screw holes and dents and everything. It took me a whole day just to do that. It was clean when it was done now. I'll be honest, it was clean. Even Boss Man said it looked pretty good for a newbie. But I won't hold you up. I'm going to try to keep this under 10 minutes, and I better wrap it up pretty darn quick. But like, subscribe, comment what you think about the other stuff. Let me know your opinions on it, what you would do versus what I'm doing. Other than probably send it to the scrapyard. I don't really want to hear that, because this one I actually almost did a while back. I almost gave up on it, and I finally put my foot down. But for a month's time, I never thought this truck would have been this far. I knew I'd get this truck running driving one day, but I never thought it'd be this far this quick. Alright, see you next time.